Hey yogis, it's Mike. Today we're going to do a mini workshop for one of my favorite poses, boat pose. Yeah, Navasana is the Sanskrit name for that pose. It's a really amazing pose for starting to build core strength. In some variations of this pose, it's definitely like full body workout, and we'll go through kind of like from, at the very beginning where you want to start to build strength, and then all the way up to different variations that you can really play with at the end. Really an amazing pose also for stability, right? Because all of these variations, with maybe the exception of at the very beginning when you're bringing feet or hands maybe to the ground, the variations are going to be bringing a lot of engagement through your core muscles to keep you stable and balancing on your tailbone, right? So we'll start, the first variation that I want to talk about is just like if you're new to yoga, if you're just beginning to kind of play with a pose like this, then starting to bring a little bit more stability into it can really help a lot, right? So you can do different things. This could be both, right? If you're brand new to a yoga practice, you might have your heels and your fingertips on the ground, and it would be fingertips just behind your hips a little bit, right? Heels on the ground. And every variation of this pose, it's going to be the same 3 cues pretty much, right? So it's going to be lifting the center of the chest forward. So I'll lift the chest forward, shoulder blades, elbows drop back, right? Feeling that integration of the shoulders on the back. And then, of course, core, right? So you're getting Uddiyana Bandha is Sanskrit. We talk about the core lock, the belly muscle lock, right? And engaging belly button up to spine, keeping that really solid through any variation that you're in. So again, right here can be both. This can be the pose that you're working on, working shoulder integration, working core strength, core stability, supporting the back, really engaging through the shoulders, right? And lifting up through the chest. So this is variation number 1. Then you can take one side or the other up off the ground, right? So this could be a supported boat where you start to balance with the feet up off the ground, shins parallel to the floor, active feet, so not just kind of hanging there, right? You want to keep the feet active, engaged through the legs. And then option here could be the other way, so you could have your heels on the ground and you could extend through the arms and start to work more of that shoulder, chest lifting, core strengthening. Like I still feel work happening right here, even with my feet down on the ground. So the next step up, if you're moving into like a supported boat pose, I think is what it's often referred to, and I think any of these first few versions would be a supported boat, but bringing your hands to the backs of the thighs, just behind the knees, and then lifting up here. So you'll have both the feet and the hands coming up, right? And again, I'm balancing just on my tailbone, but there's a lot of support coming from my core muscles, from the engagement of the core, from the engagement, the integration of the shoulders, drawing back through the shoulder tips of the shoulder blades, yeah? Breathe in. And breathe out here. So from here, core strong, chest lifting, right? You can have the backs of your knees. Really stabilizing, still engaging, so that shoulder integration brings biceps, brings chest, lifting the upper body higher. Core strong. So that's a variation, right? You can be right here. The next step would be to take your hands off from your legs. So a little more work, right? You're going to extend out through the arms, keeping the shins parallel to the floor. So the arms can be like out in front, they can be up a little bit higher. You'll see different variations of that. And just seeing with whatever feels good here. So this is definitely more work in the legs, more work in the core. Same pose, right? So chest lifts, shoulders integrate, belly strong, whatever variation that you're in this pose. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment. So that's gonna be, that's probably the most common variation of both that you would see, right? Is coming into it with the shins parallel and the arms extended out. Okay, so this is definitely plenty of work. The next thing that you can start to do is extend the legs now and get the legs straight, right? So starting to come into arms and legs both straight. It's gonna look like straightening out the legs, right? Keeping, again, shoulder integration. You can be holding the legs as a start if you wanna start working that with legs straight. Keep the support if you need it. Belly strong. Chest lifting up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Option then, of course, would be arms to extend straight to, and you're still keeping core strong. Keep the work in your belly, your upper body. Take a breath in, lengthen, and then release, come down. It's lots of work, yeah. It's a good pose for like, that I felt most of my body working, right? When you start to get into the more, the bigger expressions of the pose, it's definitely a full body experience from my experience right now. I'm already starting to get a little sweat feeling. So the next variation would be grabbing onto the feet or the toes. Okay, so that's another extension now. So we've already kind of extended, right? We've got to the legs straight, we've got to the arms straight. So you can do two things. You can hook your 2 peace fingers onto your big toe, or you can grab the outer edge of the foot, whatever feels good to you. So You can start here maybe with the knees bent, kind of reach for the big toes. And then from here, it's actually, I find this is a little easier than if you're just extending the arms and legs, because you have that connection, you have that stability from hands on the feet. So that's an option, right? Or like I said before, it could be wrapping the hands, the fingertips around the edges of the outer edges of the feet, the pinky toe edge of the foot. And again, I almost lost it there because I lost my core. So belly strong, chest up, shoulders back, same 3 cues, whatever variation you're taking. That would be another option, right? So really feeling that pressing through the heels and resisting, drawing the shoulder blades back to keep the arms and the legs both active. This is probably the variation that I do the most often. And I've been working, so the last one, as far as I can get so far in my practice of boat, I'm sure there's variations beyond this. My most advanced variation that I can do is taking my palms to the backs of my calves and starting to work and really bringing my thighs and my legs in towards my chest, okay? So what this looks like is I'll bring my palms on the backs of my calves, start to lengthen the legs, and then again, same cues, right? Chest lifts, shoulders back, belly strong, and just starting to bring more and more length through the legs, more and more squeezing through the core, and just trying to work your chest as close to your legs as you can. Take a breath in, take a breath out, one more breath here, and release down. So that's like, for me, the different variations. And some days I'm totally in my boat pose, and this is like what I want to feel, right? In a deep flow and a more gentle practice, this can be great. It just gets you into shoulders and into upper body. And if you want to like, one of my favorite core moves, so if you want to bring one more step and add even more fire to this, coming into a variation of boat here, shins parallel, right? So 2 things. You can bring hands to heart center and paddle your boat, right? So kind of like a Russian twist you would do with a weight, like a weight at your chest, but just moving here with body weight, keeping knees stable, shins parallel as much as you can, and twisting from side to side. My favoriteest ever is seated bicycles, right? So hands behind the head, extend right leg, right elbow to left knee, and you'll alternate from side to side for 1, for 2, for 3. Core strong, shoulders integrate, chest lifting forward, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew! So that's just a little bit of a taste of Navasana, boat pose. A really great pose to add in. You can just hold that while you're watching TV if you want to build up some strength in your body. So yeah, play, have fun with your yoga practice, do whatever you can, stay connected to your body, keep nourishing your body, and yeah, I will see you again really, really soon. Whew, I'm out of breath. Subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. Please like the video, share it with anyone that you think can benefit from a little bit of fun in their boat pose, and yeah, I will see you again soon. Have an awesome rest of your day.